Hi guys, Matthew Woodward here with a new video that will teach you how to analyse your backlink profile for current and potential penalties in the future. You're going to learn how to analyse backlink-based penalties quickly and easily, how to collect all of the data that we need to complete the analysis, how to import this data into my backlink analysis spreadsheet template, and how to use this data to create a positive plan of action to move forward. So let's get straight into things with a quick tour of the spreadsheet I created. I have the backlinks of 2 sites plugged into this spreadsheet, which provides me with all sorts of actionable data. I'm always testing and developing my backlink process, so the link process column helps me to keep track of exactly which process I've used on which site. I also have the keyword in the general section, which I've removed for the purpose of this video. I also like to keep track of social data such as likes, tweets and votes on Google+. I break the backlink data down into 2 parts. All of the backlink data, and then the same metrics just for the index links. These metrics are the total number of backlinks pointing to the site or page, what percentage of those links come from unique domains, what percentage of those links use the exact match anchor text such as payday loans, the percent of those links that use a broad match anchor text such as cheap payday loans online, the percent of links that have no anchor text match such as your URL or generic anchors like click here, the percent of links coming from de-indexed domains, and the percent of links that are not indexed but the actual domain the link is coming from is indexed. In the red section you can see the similar metrics only for the backlinks that are currently indexed in Google. The reason it is broken down like this is because I'm making the assumption that Google ranks sites based on the indexed backlinks it knows about and doesn't count any efforts from links that aren't indexed. This could be used to give you the heads up on an upcoming Penguin-based penalty. Both of the sites on this spreadsheet have different problems based on their backlink profiles. So let's take a closer look at site 1 first. It has over 3,000 links, but only 966 of them are indexed at the moment. Looking at the percent of indexed links with an exact match anchor, we can see it is unnaturally high at 91%. Perhaps some of those 2,000 unindexed links could be used to save our skin and lower that percentage. If we come across to the percent of links with an exact match anchor text in the all backlink data column, we can see that that is sat at 90%. It would have been nice to see that figure closer to 20%, because then all we would have to do is index all the backlinks that don't include our exact match anchor. No dice this time though. If you haven't figured it out already, we can clearly see the site is going to be hit by Penguin if it hasn't been hit already. As a plan of action to save this site, I'd do 3 things. First of all, I'd make sure that all of the links that have no anchor match are indexed, and that would be these 10% here. I'd then see if there are any opportunities to bulk remove or update the links with exact match anchors. For example, most of the sites linking to this site are wiki links which can easily be edited. I'd then look to put together a plan of action to build X amount of links with generic anchor text until these percentages looked more natural. So let's move on to the second site. This has a much smaller link sample of just 191 links, of which 112 are indexed. The exact match anchor percentage isn't fantastic, but it's not high enough to trip a penalty either at the time of publishing this video. In fact, there's a pretty good mix of exact match anchors, broad match anchors, and generic anchors. So what is it that caused this site to drop like a stone in the SERPs? The clue lies in the percentage of links coming from de-indexed domains. At 25%, that's pretty high. That means Google explicitly states that they do not trust the domains of 1 in 4 backlinks. Can anyone hazard a guess at what types of links were used to rank the second site? You guessed it, it was high PR blog networks. This site tanked around the time of the mass high PR blog network de-indexation, which included everything from ALN to private networks. This created a huge negative velocity in links and trust that was flowing to the site overnight. And just like that, the rankings disappeared. Knowing that Penguin is not to blame, I can come up with a pretty straightforward plan of action to recover the site. It's just a case of building more links to it with less of a reliance on high PR blog networks and move it over to the tiered link building process instead. I hope you can see the benefit in taking the time to put a spreadsheet like this together. It really does make things very easy to work out and move forward positively. To analyse your own website, the first thing that you need to do is download all of the backlinks pointing to the page that you want to analyse. All we want to end up with is a raw list of those URLs. My first point of call is the SEO Moz Open Site Explorer. If you do not have a subscription, you can get a 30-day free trial which you can use to grab your links. The link for the trial is underneath the video on my blog. I also have a subscription to ahrefs.com, which I prefer to use over Majestic SEO. If you don't have a subscription, the free account will give you some of your backlinks. SEO Spyglass is part of the SEO Power Suite, and that will go out and hunt down your site's backlinks from a range of sources. You can also log into Google Webmaster Tools and Bing Site Explorer to download link samples. I prefer to download my backlinks from as many places as possible to make sure I haven't missed any. The more accurate your source data is, the more accurate your final analysis will be. Once you have a raw list of the URLs, you can move on to the next step. Download the template spreadsheet from my post on my blog and open it up. Come over to the Site 1 tab down here and paste in your list of backlinks. Once you've done that, come up to Data and remove duplicates. Expand the selection and remove duplicates. And just hit on OK. Once you've done that, we then need to go and get the additional points of data that you can see up here. They include the root domain, where the backlink actually links to, the anchor text that's used, whether the backlink is still there or if it has been deleted, if the actual URL is indexed, if the actual domain is indexed, what the URL PageRank is, and what the domain PageRank is. To get all of this data, I'm going to use Scrapebox. The first thing that you want to do is import your URL list and paste it from the clipboard. Then, trim to root. Now export this URL list and copy it to your clipboard and paste it into the root domain section. We're also going to check the PageRank for these domains here. So to do that, check PageRank, get domain PageRank. I'll resume this video once this process is finished. When that's finished, you'll have all of the PageRank values for the domains here. Just click on Export, export as XLS, and save it as domain PR. Next, we want to check if these domains are indexed or not, so we just hit check indexed and whether they're Google indexed or not. I'll resume the video once this is done. Okay, so the index check for the domains is now completed. We just need to export that as XLS again. Domain indexed. So we've now got the data for the domain index column and the domain PR column. We need to get the URL index and URL PR column in the same way. So if we clear this list, import our list of backlinks again, and then we'll go with check PageRank first. Make sure you click on get URL PageRank, and I'll be back once that's finished. Okay, so the PageRank check is complete. Again, export URLs and PR as XLS, and this one is URL PR. Save. Okay, and then run the index check. And I'll be back once that's completed. Okay, the index check for the URLs is completed. Hit OK. Export that list again as XLS, and that is URL indexed. And hit save. And the last bit of data that we need to collect is the links to, anchor text, and status columns. To do that, we need to create two text files. The first text file is just going to be a list of our backlinks. So if we just save that, list of backlinks. And the second file needs to be our actual URL, which is www.opendoorloan.co.uk, and we'll just save that as our website. I'd just like to point out that this isn't my site. I just picked a result off the first page for payday loans, which is a pretty competitive niche. I have no idea how this analysis is going to turn out, so let's hope it provides us some actionable data at the end of it. Anyway, once you've got a text file of your list of backlinks and your website URL, you can come down to here, hit check links, open your website, and then open your list of backlinks here. I always do this check without any proxies in use, and just come down here and hit check links. So you see it's going to check 232 websites for our link to this one website. So just click start and then sit back and wait for that to finish, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, now that's completed, export links, export all as Excel, and I'm just going to call that links found and hit save. So now we have all the data that we need, and we just need to get it into Excel, which is actually pretty straightforward to do. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is populate the links to, anchor text and status column. To do that, we need to open up our spreadsheet called links found, and then in this links to column we type equals v lookup, open bracket, click on our backlink here, a comma, come onto our second sheet, click up here and scroll all the way across to column D, click up here, enter a comma, and then we want to return this column of data, which is column 2, and then we write comma false, close bracket, hit enter, and you can see there that has pulled in where that page links to. You can then copy this, paste it into here, and just change this 2 to a 3, which brings our anchor text in, and then paste it in again, but this time change that to a 4, which tells us if the link is found or not. Then highlight these and just double click here, and that will fill it down for all of the backlinks. So now all we need to do is populate these last 4 columns in a similar kind of way. So we open up the URL index spreadsheet first, come across to here, equals VLOOKUP, open bracket, click on the URL, comma, come across to this sheet, highlight these 2, comma 2, comma false, close brackets, and then we can fill that down. Close the URL index sheet, open the domain index sheet, equals VLOOKUP, open brackets, this time we click on the root domain, hit comma, come over to this sheet, highlight these, comma 2, comma false, close bracket, and then fill that down. I'm just quickly going to do the last 2 columns, so I'll be back in a moment. So now we have a complete set of data to work from. There's just a few things that we need to do. First of all, you need to press Ctrl and A to select everything, press Ctrl and C to copy it, right click, click Paste Special, Values, and OK. And that will replace all of the formulas here with the actual values that the formulas returned. The next thing that we need to do is remove any backlinks that are no longer linking to the site. So to do that, we just click on Status here and then Filter, and we want to untick Found and click on OK, and then down here we can just highlight all of these, right click, delete row, and then in the status column up here select Found, and this will return a list of your current valid backlinks that are linking to your site right now. Now there's just a final few things that we need to do to get all of the stats to load in here correctly. First of all, let's update the keyword here, which is payday loans. And if you come across to here where it's red, insert keyword, payday loans. We also need to do the same here, payday loans, and keep coming across till we see something else red. And this is the last keyword one that we need to change here. And then these insert number to get the number of root domains, because I couldn't for the life of me work out the formula to do it. If we come to our backlink profile, select all, copy it, come to a new sheet, paste it, and then click on the data, remove duplicates. We want to unselect all and just remove all of the duplicate root domains. Click on OK. In this case there was no duplicate values, so hit on OK. And if we select all of the root domains here, we can see there is a grand total of 131. So if we come back to our template sheet, which I'm having trouble finding, there we go. We can just type 131 into there. Then we need to know how many of the root domains are actually indexed. So if we come back to here, we can filter it, domain indexed, just yes, and then have a look at this number here, and that is 122. So we can just type that in there. Okay, we now have all of the data in place, everything's looking up correctly. We need to hide the number columns here, anything that starts with the hash here. So highlight those, right click and hide. And the same for these two, hide. And we'll come across here and we need to hide these columns here. And that's it, we've now got all of the data, so let's have a look at what it all means. Bear in mind that this site currently ranks on page 1 of Google for payday loans, so we're going to expect it to have a pretty good link profile. We can see there's a total of 132 links, of which 46 are currently indexed. The anchor text breakdown is actually pretty good, 11% exact match, 6% broad match and 83% generic terms. And that is also reflected in the index backlinks as well. What's also interesting is it only has 7% of its links coming from a de-indexed domain, so that's pretty good, especially when you compare it with the 25% of the example I showed you earlier. And in general, this site has an overall very good profile. The only plan of action that I would recommend is that there's only a low percentage of the current links indexed, so I'd look at getting those indexed to move the site further up the rankings. I'm going to save this spreadsheet now and upload it to the site so that you can download it. The download link will be available underneath the video. I'll leave all of the payday loans links things in there, so you've got a sample of stuff to get you started, and then you just need to repeat the process you've seen throughout this video, but for Site 2 using the Site 2 tab down here. I hope all of that made sense to you, and you now have the ability to analyze your backlink profile for potential penalty problems. You can use this spreadsheet for other things as well, such as analyzing the top 10 results for a keyword to replicate what they're doing and see how their anchor text percentages break down and so on. You could build on this spreadsheet further by adding other metrics such as average URL and domain PR, or you could use something like SEO tools for Excel to beef up the spreadsheet even more. Check out the link to it under this video, you'll be very impressed with what it can do.
Well, if you made it this far, you must have enjoyed the video, so thank you for watching. If you have any questions, then head over to my blog by clicking on the logo on your screen now, or leave them in the comments underneath this video. You can check out some of my other videos, just click on the one you want to watch next. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and my blog. See ya!